This last weekend, I raced the long course at Bribie Island Triathlon just north of Brisbane. It's a 1k swim, a 30km bike ride and an 8k run. It's a super friendly, super approachable triathlon. They do kids races and an ultra short triathlon on a Saturday, and then on the Sunday they run a short course and a long course triathlon, although the long course is still shorter than an Olympic distance. They do 4 races as a series throughout the year. You can go to all 4 of them, or you can just drop into any particular ones you want. Bribie Island is located just north of Brisbane. It's very picturesque. It's a lovely place to come up for the weekend. You can do some fun stuff with your family or friends on the Saturday, race on the Sunday. Then if you have to get back to Brisbane or you want to hang about and do some stuff on Bribie, it's a great weekend. It's a pretty small race, there's not a huge number of entrants, which makes logistics really easy. You can always find places to park, you only have to put your bike into transition on the morning of the race, not the day before. It's super chill and really enjoyable. So let's get started with the swim. So, the most important thing about Bribie Triathlon is that the swim always goes with the current. This makes it very friendly for new people, and it makes it really easy to persuade or bully your friends into trying triathlon with you, because the swim is the thing that most people are worried about. It's a nice straight swim. You go about 40 metres out and then follow 2 or 3 buoys straight down the channel and then 40 metres back into the beach. So I am awful at swimming. I've done 3 or 4 triathlon swims. And between 750 metres and 1.5 Ks, and I've done all of them breaststroke. Currently I can do 25, maybe 50 metres before I feel like I'm suffocating and I come flying out the water, taking a great big heaving breath. This is one of the main things I'm going to have to improve on if I'm going to meet my Ironman goal, but that's for a future video. So with lots of help from the current, I breaststroked my way through a kilometre swim in a time of 19 minutes and 1 second. From there, it was just a short run up the beach into transition. Overall, I feel like the swim was a bit harder than I'd hoped for, given that it's so ably assisted by the current, but I got through it. So, my friends and I were in the mates wave. This is the wave for people who care much more about beating their friends than they care about what time they actually get. This wave went off last, which means by the time I got to transition, since I was last out of the water, transition was very quiet. Most of my mates were still in transition as well. It was nice to see their friendly faces, and I think everyone was happy that the swim was done. I got some slight cramp in my hips when I was putting my shoes on, but apart from that, uneventful. I wasn't very quick though. I'm now last of all my mates in the race. The bike course is 3 laps around a loopy residential route. So no speed records here, lots of twists and turns, including I think 4 or 5 complete U-turns in the track. I am slightly better on the bike than I am as a swimmer, so I did catch a couple of my mates here. But I really wanted to catch up to the bearded trio of Matt, Dave and Christian. Being a looped course, I did see them frequently ahead of me on the track, especially along the straights near the transition turn points. But sadly, I never caught up with them. I was trying to maintain an average speed of about 30 kilometers an hour. In the end, I managed about 20. The bike took me an hour, 1 minute and 15 seconds. I have no idea how much stock to put in Strava's wattage statistics, but it says I averaged 145 watts for the ride, which is pretty ordinary. This is something I'll also have to improve on. Overall, I enjoyed the ride. It was a little bit windy, but nothing too difficult. So with 3 laps done, I headed back into transition. So, one slight complaint about the event. There was a collection of different coloured flags all along transition. Now, for some reason, I'm guessing for the expediency of getting the event tidied up afterwards, by the time slow old me got into transition, they'd already taken all of these flags down. The boxing kangaroo flag that I was supposed to be looking for was nowhere to be seen. So I walked up and down transition a couple of times trying to find my spot, forgetting that my number is taped on the frame of my bike in front of me. On top of that, I realised my front wheel wasn't properly locked into place, so as I picked my bike up to re-rack it, my front wheel's fallen off. So I re-clip my front wheel back on, rack my bike, change into my run stuff, and out I go. So, the run. The run was supposed to be where I started to catch everybody up. This was supposed to be my strength. The start of the run off the bike always feels weird. My plan is always the same. Take the first K, take it at a relaxed pace, and then after that, settle into my race pace. Almost immediately after that 1K settling in, I knew I was in trouble. I just couldn't stride out. It was like someone had an elastic band and it was tied around my knees. Anytime I really tried to get into a proper run, all my muscles in my lower back, glutes, hamstrings tightened right up, especially in my right leg. Again, the run was a looped course, so it was nice to see people's friendly faces passing you by as we went round our run. I got to see everybody multiple times, even though I knew they were ahead of me on, they were on their 2nd or 3rd loop of the run. Sadly, I walked a lot. I was hoping that these short stints of walking would allow my muscles to calm down, make movement a little bit easier, but sadly it never happened. So the run took me 1 hour and 19 seconds, and it was a real grind and really not very enjoyable. You know, if I compare that to Noosa Triathlon, which I did 18 months ago, that was a 10k run, and I did that in 56 minutes, 23 seconds. So my total time was 2 hours, 27 minutes and 41 seconds. I'm pretty disappointed with that, although really mainly because of the run. The swim I know I'm rubbish at, and hopefully I'll improve as I train more. I'll do this distance again in the future, and I'd really like to be close to or under 2 hours. So, first race down on this journey, how Ironman do I feel on a scale of 1 to 10? Is 0 an option? I think we might be a 0. Thanks for watching everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.